they don't want their face, shut your video off. Okay, awesome, guys. Are there any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself. Tell me how you guys are. Any questions, comment. What's coming up for you guys? Awesome comments in the chat box, by the way. What's coming up for you guys? How are you doing? I'm going to laugh. This is all questions because they said, slow down, Deb. And I'm like, okay. How are you guys doing? Very good. Good. Any questions? Okay. Okay, good. Maybe we answered the questions earlier. Okay, maybe I'll teach a little bit more though for the next 10 minutes. Is that cool? Okay, keep teaching. Okay, go over that. Okay, good. Okay, let me change the screen. Let me do my video again. Then a sec here. Spotlight. Let's just change this. Okay, cool. Back to this. I think. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. Leave the Q&A. I'll answer them as they come in here then. Okay. Okay, let's do the mind versus spirit. I was so grateful for the wisdom. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Trina. That's so sweet of you. Okay, so get a blank piece of paper. Draw a line down the middle of the page. This was on the exercise page. It's awesome. I'm glad that I get to teach it. Left-hand column, write mind voice. Right-hand column, write spirit voice. Third column, write emotion. Okay. You're going to just work on column 1 and column 3 right now. Okay. So we have 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day. I want you to write down 3 or 4 thoughts in the left-hand column of the mind that churn throughout the day. So maybe it's like, I'm sorry if this is going to upset somebody, but I hear somebody on the call saying, I'm fat. So if that's a thought you have through the day that doesn't feel good, write the damn thing down. You want to write 4, not more than 4 or 5, or else we'll be here forever. I love you. We have 40,000 of them, but 4 thoughts on the left-hand column. Okay. Skip column 2. Don't write column 2. So write 4 or 5 thoughts in the left-hand column, just so that your mind does. And if you're ready to fill in the 3rd column, what your emotion is. So let's just say you wrote, let's say a thought you have is I'm dumb. Let's just say that's a thought that comes in. Okay. Then in the emotion column, what does that feel like? It feels awful, or it makes me feel angry, or I feel sad. What is the emotion? Skip column 2. Please skip it. Okay. So column 1, write mind, and column 3, write your emotion. So again, what are your chronic thoughts? Just write 4 or 5 of them. And again, these are the thoughts that don't feel good. I should make that really clear. So if you have thoughts that, oh, I'm amazing, awesome, but you don't need to work on that one. Work on the ones that don't feel so good. Give another minute or 2. Left-hand side, what does the mind say? 3 or 4 thoughts. And the last column, what is the emotion? Again, you're picking the ones that don't feel good. Okay. So let's pause and let's just work on one because it's the same exercise for the others. I'm here to help in case somebody gets stuck. So look at the one on the left-hand side, the mind, and then look at the emotion. These are the ones that don't feel good. So let's use the example. Anyone want to type in the example that they want me to work with, or I can just make one up? I'll give you a minute. If somebody wants to type in the left column and then the emotion, I'll work with that person. Otherwise, I'll just work with one that pops in. I'll give you a second. Anyone wants me to work with them, or I can just do this generally. Okay, that's up in my back. Feel concerned. Okay, great. So the thing on the left-hand side is what's up with my back pain. On the right-hand side. Okay, so I'm going to break this down, Jana. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break this down into multiple things. Okay. Okay. So, oh wow. Okay. Perfect. These are great ones coming in. Okay. Let me work with Janice just because hers came in first. What's up with my back is on the left-hand side, and fear is on the left. Okay. On so the middle column, spirit. Okay. That's where you're going to spend a bit of time, Jana. And I'm just going to use Jana as an example. Okay. So Jenna, what I want you to understand is the moment that you're thinking, what's up with my back? The reason it hurts is because spirit is thinking something different. Make sense? Okay, I think you get that. The reason that it hurts, the reason you have fear, the reason you have the emotion of fear is because you're perplexed with your back, and the emotion of fear is there because your spirit is not perplexed. Got it? Like I said, Jen, I got to break this down even more. Okay. And Jen, you can either unmute yourself, hon, or type in. I'm good with either, because your video won't be recorded, but your audio will, Jenna. So Jenna, first off, is it lower back, mid back, upper back? Just break that down for me again.
Lower back.
Lower back? That's what I thought. That's what I was seeing. So just go into your intuition. Jen, just play with me. Let's work together. What do you, if there was 1, 2, or 10 thoughts creating that, what do you sense it would be? And if you don't know, I'll help.
Fibroids.
Pardon me?
Fibroids.
It's like the fibroids in your uterus are causing lower back pain. Did I get that right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Jenna, how old are you?
57.
Okay, perfect. And you're done menopause, you're going through it?
No.
You're still getting your cycles?
Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect. That's beautiful. So am I. So we're good together.
No, it's not.
Pardon? I know, trust me. So what I'm hearing, Jenna, is a couple of things. And we're going to break this exercise down. Your fibroids are definitely part of it, but it's not all of it. But what we need to, if we're going to work with the fibroids, you see how there's layers here? We need to work with why you have the fibroids on. You okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think you have the fibroids? What are the thoughts that are creating the fibroids?
Wow.
Stay in your body. There you go. You're right there. Stay in your body. Breathe with me.
Fear, maybe.
Exactly. Fear what? Fear what? Fear of what?
Fear of success.
Yes. Sorry for yelling.
That's okay.
You are a divine feminine that's not seeing herself that way. Which is why it's showing up your uterus. Does it, like, see how that feels in your body when I say this stuff? It's landing? Okay, good.
Yeah.
They just keep telling me, so I'm going to use the mind and spirit again. Okay. So your mind doesn't think you're important. Your spirit knows you are. The emotion is fear, anger, powerlessness. That's getting deposited into uterus. And they said she's been doing this for 20 years. So your fibroids aren't new.
No.
Okay. They've been a build of old residual, and something I didn't talk about today, but we will more next time, is of those 40 to 60,000 thoughts, some of them are ancestral too, because you have this from your grandmother's lineage.
Thank you.
Is this tracking?
Yeah.
And I don't know if your grandmother's alive, but I don't think she is, but I keep hearing her say to me, this can be changed when you take your empowerment, but you give up your empowerment.
I have.
Okay, is that tracking? And it doesn't matter to me, and you don't have to go deeper, whether it be your relationship or your marriage or your work, that you give up your empowerment. But you can see how it's a gradual thing. See I didn't talk about this, but I should. And thank you, Jennifer, for this stuff. We're not done yet. It's cause and effect. Your effect is your body, your cause is a thought and emotion. Do you see how that works? Okay.
Yes.
So your effect is your back, your effect is your fibroid. The cause is the disbelief in yourself. Can I give you some other layers that are coming into?
Yes.
They're also saying that you take on a lot.
I do.
Okay. And you may not know you do this, but I can't show it to you because I'm sitting cross-legged. But you know when a baby's knees come up to their chest?
Yes.
You know, in that position? That's your psoas muscle tightening, PSOAS, your psoas muscle.
Yes.
And you hold a lot of fear in there, and fear of safety, a fear of being here.
It is tight. They're both tight.
Okay. And that's what your lower back is also about. Is there's a fear of being on the planet, a fear of being here, which is why you have stepped into your empowerment. And that also is your lineage, but I think that's up your dad's line.
I'll take that.
Is that making sense to you?
Yeah.
So now they're showing the next picture is as we pick away at this stuff, they just said, because when she realizes that she's safe to be here, and they're showing me your knee, you're sitting cross-legged and your knees flopping up to the side, then her psoas can relax. And it's not going to happen overnight. But as she does that little bit at a time, her lower back can release.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
Good. I'll work on it.
Awesome, Jana. Thank you for being a guinea pig. I really appreciate that. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Okay. But do you guys see the whole mind spirit like overlap? Do you guys get that? As she starts to change her thoughts that she's not powerful, she starts to change her thoughts that she's not empowered, she starts to change that it's not safe to be here. Then see, because spirit is always going to hold the thought that she matters, she counts, she's important, la, 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 la. And then the emotion, as she starts to hold this, as the mind starts to change thoughts, then the emotion becomes love and joy and freedom. that tracking before I go into the next examples? You guys are with me? We're good? Okay. Want to do the other two people who typed in. Trina wrote emotion equals helplessness. And the thought is I have a hard time dealing with my migraines. Did I get that right? And you feel helpless as a result? Okay. Feel free to unmute yourself if you want, Trina. Just see what it is. Okay. What do you think your migraines are telling you? I did my little rant a second ago. What do you sense your migraines are telling you?
I usually get it around the time of my cycle.
Right.
So I think it's hormonal, but
For sure.
I used to get it even before I started bleeding as a child as well. And usually when I was around too many people that evening, I would get the migraine. So it's maybe like taking on other people's energies without knowing. I don't know. This is just some of these theories that I have.
They're awesome. And I want to address the hormonal stuff, and then I'll come back into everything you just said. You're right. It could be hormonal, but the thing about hormones, guys, and a little bit came up just now with Jana. A thing about hormones, even when you go through menopause, you got hormone crap. People always give hormones. Remember cause and effect? Effect is hormones. Do you guys get this? Your cause is never going to be your hormones. The reason your hormones go out of balance is not the cause. And that's what medicine, naturopaths are like. You believe it's your hormones. Take these hormones. And I'm not saying they're not right. In fact, your blood work will show you it's your hormones. But the reason your hormones are out of balance is the cause is something in your emotional life is out of balance. So very similar to Jana. In fact, first thing they're saying is the deep unconscious doesn't believe in herself. That comes in your family lineage. You know that, huh? Right? Okay. Just like nodded her up or down. Yes, fortunately, I know that. And your helplessness is actually, so, I didn't say this yet, but I'm going to teach you guys this. Jumping a little bit, so I apologize, but these questions are great. Okay, so here's your illness. Okay. Try to see how, okay, here's your illness. And this is how you feel about your illness. The main emotion on your worst day ever. You have the worst PMS ever. I'm miserable. I want to kill my husband, whatever. This is your emotions. This is how it works. This main emotion is the same emotion that caused it. With me, sister? Okay. So when she has bad migraines, she feels helpless. What does that say, Trina? There's a helplessness in your unconscious.
I don't feel in control. Yeah.
Do you feel that? How is that sitting?
I just started getting this, this tingle. Yeah.
The tingles, the sweats, the hot and cold, that's all showing us that her guidance, the divine, is in agreement, because it's that same conversation, Trina, that you matter, like we are just talking about with Jana. It just said she doesn't believe in her own worth. So it's hard to believe that your migraines are actually helping you, because your migraines are reminding you. There's the same picture, a hammer. You are important. And going back to migraines from childhood, yeah, you're a sieve.
What's that?
The sieve, like, when you drain spaghetti, whatever that thing is called, a sieve, a colander, whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah, colander.
You pick up stuff, but it's not that you don't know how to pick it up, but yeah, they're saying you haven't learned the techniques on how not to enough to practice them. I'm going to give you one or two right now because I've got a long list of them. First one is you've got, not that you don't hold more love, but you've got to practice more love for you, because that's where you suck. I literally am just telling you what they're saying. I love you, but you know that about you. You hold a lot of love for other people, but there's an inner voice that's like a saboteur in here.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about.
It hits.
Okay.
I'm very overcritical of myself. Yeah.
And that's going to build up. And the problem is being overcritical. And we're teaching this, just so y'all know, Trina's in another class I'm teaching called Dark to Light. And we're going to teach this tomorrow. But just not going off topic. Do you know what your main Claire is? Like your main channel? The divine? Is it your, okay, we're teaching it tomorrow. Don't worry. And then I'll pull the migraine into there tomorrow. Okay. So guys, and we're going off topic, but don't worry guys, I'll be teaching this in 16 weeks. There's ways that the messages come in. Okay. And one of Trina's is slightly blocked, and that's why she gets migraines. Does that make sense? And when she learns to open that, then the migraines will stop. Okay, because there's different channels. And when you're a kid, you don't know how to turn it on and turn it off. And it's like it's an overwhelmed dump. And that's what happened when you were a kid. That makes sense?
Mm.
Okay. And I'll say one last thing. If you stop feeling so helpless, the migraines can slow down. Because then again, I'm not trying to be hard on the Western medical model or even the naturopathic model. But when we think our hormones are off, we're gonna feel helpless.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But the hormones are as much under your control as we choose. Control, and I put that in quotes. Is that tracking?
Yeah, of course. And since I learned how to do self-healings, that has helped and that has made me feel a little bit in control. But every now and then it still pops up and I'm like, oh, I thought it would go away.
Okay, so what I need you to do is just to go, wow, thank you, the divine. I know that sucks. My head hurts, thank you. There's something more to learn here, something deeper to learn. This is awesome. That's something I'm really going to get you guys to work on over the 16 weeks. I'm so excited that my back hurts. This is something to work on. This is so exciting. I know I sound weird, but that's how I approach my own body. And it helps the divine work with me, because this is the deal, guys. And I'm teaching this tomorrow night. So you guys won't hear this. The whole class won't hear this. The guides, this energy is talking to us 24/7, 24/7, 24/7. But the biggest things that block our intuition is, number one is fear. Number two, not enough laughter and joy. Got it? The more you laugh, the more happier. That's why I'm kind of a bit kooky when I teach these classes, because it helps the messages come in. That makes sense? Thanks, Trina. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Emily writes in, her emotion, her thought is, I can't do it. She gets angry and fearful. So Emily, try this. Put your hand on your heart and you can unmute yourself if you want. I want you to say to yourself right now, there's a part of me that is capable. There is a part of me that can. There's a part of me that is open to that. And just breathe. And you can either type in or let me know out loud, or just practice this on your own. Because what they're telling me to say to you, Emily, is you've tapped into a belief that is not true. And they're showing me a picture of like, you guys have seen this. You know when you have those cords and they go into the audio, and it goes into the visual, and it goes into like your CD player, it goes into your stereo, and then it goes into your Spotify or whatever. Your cords are just mixed up, Emily. You believe something that isn't true. So imagine what's going to happen when you start to believe, I am capable. I am possible. I am. Because then what will happen is the fear will go and the anger will go, because you're going to be overlapping with spirit. Hope that makes sense, Emily. Take a second, just wait. I think it does. Okay. Yeah, you're saying it does. Okay, perfect. And the last one that came in from Miss A said, Emily said, yes, thank you. Okay, awesome. Miss A wrote, I have no life. I feel overwhelmed. I feel scared, anxious, and powerless. This is awesome. That's mind, scared. And okay, perfect. Then she writes, I started an antibiotic and feel sick, but want to be here. Cool. I'm overwhelmed with how unwell I have been while disconnected from emotions and having a normal life for so long. Oh, can I ever relate? I'm very nervous to be here. Oh. You know what? From the bottom of my heart, and I love the fact that you called your myself Miss A. Thank you for being here. Honestly, this can be scary. Like it really is. It can be scary to venture into new groups, new workshops, and I totally appreciate you being here. And they want me to say to you is, I want me to say really loudly, and I hope you can feel this from me, and or the container. You are loved. There's nothing to be scared of but your power. And apparently that's what you're scared of. And what you're feeling is normal. And they want me to say to you, there's not one part of your soul that is broken. There's not one part of your soul that's powerless. You are infinitely capable. You are infinite potential. And they just keep showing me your heart, your infinite love, Miss A. And I want to commend you for being here. And I want to thank you. And you know how you wrote that part of, I feel disconnected from my emotions and have a normal life for so long. And I'm nervous. Oh, hon, can I ever get that? I was 30 years old. I didn't know my emotions from a cup of tea, to be honest, because I grew up in a family where we didn't do emotions. But it took me a while. And a lot of the 16-week classes about that, how to break through those barriers. And Miss A, they're telling me to say to you, you're actually not afraid of love. You're just not used to it. Do you remember when I talked about the revolving staircase? And I'm not blaming your family. I'm not blaming society. I'm just saying this is a fact for most of us. We feel, especially those of us that are sensitive, which is almost everyone on the call, we don't feel this connection of deep love. And then we can not create stories, but events can occur. We can create stories. And then our body falls apart, emotions fall apart. And so they just said to me, and this is from them, not me to say, they're saying, trust me, you're in the right place. So let me know how that feels before I do a bit of a wrap up. If you want, you just type it in. If not, just take that into your heart. And they just keep saying to say, you are loved, you are important, and you are beautiful. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going to do a quick wrap up and see if there's any questions. It's 5:15. That was so quick. All right, so we're together again next Monday at 4 o'clock. I'll convert the recording and I'll send it to y'all. Thank you guys so much. But there's a couple of things I'm going to say to you before we wrap. And just Miss A, if you have a second, just type in how you're doing with it. That was a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot too much to type. So we don't start till October 6th. So that's whatever, 3 weeks away. It's 16 weeks. I want to just describe how the class is set up. It's 16 weeks long. It's a live call. I think it's on Thursdays. I didn't look before I started. It's a live call. They're all recorded. And then every 2 weeks, I do what's called an office hours where you can just pop in, ask questions. And this type of work I've been doing today, interactive, I'll be doing throughout the calls too. In addition to all that 16 weeks, there's going to be a huge kind of database in the back page with like meditations, like sort of take you week 1, week 2, week 3. So there's a lot of like, so today, if you think about it, in this 75 minutes I taught 2 or 3 really simple exercises. I can't remember what they were right now. I taught, oh, thank you. Miss A wrote, she wrote, thank you. The word that came to me was comfort. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that. In today's class, I taught 3 really simple little techniques. And so in the data, so we have the live calls and we have the office hours every 2 weeks. We have live calls 16 weeks. We have office hours every 2 weeks, which is more like really interactive Q&A, what's going on. There's Q&A in the live calls too. And then, but the office hours are not structured. They're totally just run by you guys, okay? And then on top of that, there's a database of videos and meditations that are there that are gonna sequentially follow you. Now, if you fall behind, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you're back on week 1 of videos, but we're in week 3, don't worry. It's ongoing. It's ongoing. You're not going to be left behind. Trust me. But that's how the class is set up. And it's not tons and hours and hours and hours. They're short little videos and short little meditations just to keep you going. Hope that makes sense. So I will see you guys next week. If anyone has any questions about the 16 weeks, please let me know. I'm so excited to revisit the healing realm of my work. So thank you all for being part of this launch. And I will see you guys next Monday. It's the same Zoom link. So sending you lots of love. Trina writes, this is so amazing. Thank you, Divya. I feel so oh, thank you. Blessed to have you. Oh, thank you, Trina. I blessed too. Thank you. Emily, thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. All right. Thanks, guys. And thank you for those of you who shared too. It's like, honestly, I know it's hard, not always. Thank you so much. There is hope. Yes, there's hope, Jazz. Yes, there's hope, Jasmine. There's so much hope. You're so welcome, Francis. Awesome, guys. I'll see you guys next Monday. Sending you big love. Enjoy this last bus of summer. Hopefully it lasts another month. Those of us in Vancouver. Ciao, guys. Big love.
Thank you. Bye.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome.